Oh, America, you beautiful, unhinged carnival of chaos. We've got a situation here, amigos. And it's not just that the coffee's cold or the Wi-Fi is spotty. No. We have got people out here clutching their pearls, side-eyeing the poor trans community like they're auditioning for a remake of The Crucible. Why? Because some poor soul with a severe case of gingivitis, yeah, that's right, the red-headed plague that makes you glow like a traffic cone in a snowstorm, decided to shoot up a Catholic school in Minnesota while kids were praying. But the media retort of the left is to yell, "Protect the trans people, they're so courageous." And in the middle of this circus, we've got Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, looking like he just crawled out of a yoga retreat, preaching, "Don't you dare demonize the trans community."
Obviously, I've heard about the rhetoric and the narrative that is being pushed out, but here's the thing. Anybody that is going to use this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community, or any community, has lost touch with a common humanity. We got to be operating not out of hate for any group.
Bro, Jacob, I'm not demonizing anybody, but when someone's got a gun and a grudge, I'm not inviting them to my potluck, okay? I mean, let's get real. You want to talk about mental illness? Fine, let's talk. Gender dysphoria is in the DSM-5, sitting there like a sad little footnote in the big book of crazy. And until the trans lobby Venmos enough cash to the American Psychiatric Association to yeet it out, it's a fact. You can't argue with the manual, people. It's like trying to tell the IRS, your dog is a tax write-off because he's emotionally supportive. Yeah, good luck with that audit. And here, my friends, is the kicker. Some of these folks, they're not just wrestling with their identity. They're out there firebombing Tesla dealerships, shooting up Christian schools in Nashville, or turning a Minnesota mass into a massacre. Why? Because misery loves company. And apparently it also loves a good AR-15. They're mad, they're sad, and instead of yelling at the doctors who sold them the chop off your ding-dong and find nirvana package deal, they're taking it out on the rest of us. It's like, hey, I mutilated my body for clout, and for some reason, I'm still not happy. I guess that I gotta burn down a Target. Now let's take a field trip over to Thailand, which, by the way, has some of the most beautiful beaches on the planet. Because, it's pretty. And over there, trans folks are actually playing 4D chess with the oldest profession in the book. They're like, I'm going to be a lady boy, and I'm going to be able to charge premium rates and corner the market on kinky tourists. What it is, it's capitalism. Supply, demand, with a little bit of extra sparkle. And you know what? I respect the hustle. You know why? Because they're clear about the game. It's not about chasing some rainbow-flavored happiness that doesn't even exist. It's about cold, hard cash. But in America, oh honey, it's a completely different story. Over there, it's all about clout. It's about Instagram likes, TikTok dances, and thinking that if you swap parts, you'll finally feel like the main character in your own miserable movie. Spoiler alert, amigos, you won't. You'll just be a lonely, sterile person stuck with a surgeon's bill bigger than a Kardashian's ego. Unless you live in a jurisdiction where the trans medicine lobby has the state footing the bill with your tax money. Way to go, advocates. And when the happiness doesn't magically appear at their doorstep, who do they blame? Not the influencers who said, "Yes, queen, transition and slay." No, they blame the Christians, the conservatives, the God-fearing folks who want to be left alone and grill their burgers and go to church without having to dodge bullets. And don't get me started on the ideology as a whole. The trans contagion narrative, it's like a virus that spreads faster than Fauci promoting worthless masks to keep COVID at bay. He knows that they don't work, but goodness gracious, those mask makers are quite the lobby. You've got kids on Reddit, radicalized by keyboard warriors, thinking it's their divine right to hate anyone who doesn't clap like a trained seal for their life choices. Oh, you don't want me in your Sunday school? Guess I'll show up with a manifesto and a machine gun. That'll show you. That, my friends, is not courage. That is a tantrum with a body count. And society, listen, we're just trying to keep our kids safe, our Teslas untorched, and our ding-dongs intact. Thank you very much. You do with yours as you choose. But the second that we say, hey, maybe it would be a good idea to keep an eye on the folks who think chopping off their bits is going to fix their soul, we're the bad guys? No, I am not buying it. I'm keeping you at arm's length, stiff arm, not because I hate you, but because I've got a family to protect, and I'm not gambling on whether you're the happy, well-adjusted trans person or the one who's going to turn my kid's school into a Dateline special. So here's the deal, America. If you want to transition, fine, do you. Chase your truth. Chase your happiness to the end of the rainbow, the trans rainbow, whatever. But don't expect me or anybody else to roll out the red carpet when the stats say 6% of school shooters are trans while representing 0.6% of the population. That's a 10x overrepresentation. That's not hate, that's mathematics. And if you're out here burning with rage because your life didn't turn out like a RuPaul finale, maybe take it up with the therapist who greenlit your surgery, not the folks praying at Mass. Because when you start shooting, firebombing, or hating on the people who just want to live their lives, you're not courageous. You're the villain in a story nobody ever wants to read.